It's 5:33. We're taking a live look in Washington, D.C. right now, where President Donald Trump addressed a joint session of Congress and the American people last night. Want to bring in Scripps News Group Deputy Political Director Joe St. George, who is live in Washington, D.C. this morning with more analysis on the president's speech. Joe, good morning. Can you break down some of the big takeaways from last night?
Well, it was a long speech, and there's a good chance if you're watching us right now that you didn't stay up for all of it. In fact, it was the longest speech to Congress in modern American political history. In many ways, it felt campaigny, almost convention-y at times, as the president listed a laundry list of accomplishments, almost egging on Democrats that were in the chamber. Now, remember, some Democrats didn't show up. They protested by not attending the president's remarks. One Democrat, Congressman Green, actually stood up in the middle of it and said, "You don't have a mandate." In fact, he was so distracting that Speaker Johnson had to remove him from the chamber, had to call in the sergeant of arms. Other Democratic members of Congress walked out in the middle of the speech of the president. But it was if you were a supporter of the president, this is one of these addresses that you loved. It had a little bit of everything. It had a little bit of classic Trump. It had also a little bit of revelations about his views on tariffs and on Ukraine, almost opening the window towards peace, resetting, recalibrating relations with Ukraine, a much more positive tone regarding Ukraine than what the president said in the Oval Office to President Zelensky face-to-face just a few days ago. On tariffs, the president was defiant. He threatened even more tariffs for countries that are tariffing the United States currently, basically saying that if you're taxing the U.S., tariffing the U.S., putting a tariff on U.S. goods right now, expect something in return. Here is part of the president's address to Congress last night. Take a listen.
We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years, and we are just getting started. Among my very highest priorities is to rescue our economy and get dramatic and immediate relief to working families.
Now the question is, can Congress come in and pass part of his economic vision, which includes tax cuts, things like no taxes on tips for service workers, no taxes on Social Security benefits? It will be a difficult fight on Capitol Hill. Democrats won't cooperate, and some Republicans will demand deep fiscal cuts to certain government programs in exchange for their vote. It will certainly be the dominant political storyline in the spring. It was a speech, guys, also with some emotion. You had a 13-year-old be deputized as special agent in the Secret Service. You had the president announce other members in the room being accepted into West Point, family members of those killed in Butler, Pennsylvania, where President Trump was nearly assassinated close to a year ago. So it had viral moments. It had policy moments. It, though, was a lengthy speech.
Joe, before I let you go, you briefly touched on tariffs. We know that was a big part of the speech last night. Who's praising them this morning, and could we see more tariffs happen soon?
You know, this is the big debate, right? We talked all day yesterday about tariffs, the impact, the price of goods increasing. Wall Street, a big sell-off as a direct result of it. CEO Target saying prices are going to go up as a direct result of this. But there's still mixed opinions as to how serious the president is about tariffs. Some economists on Wall Street, Aaron, think that, this will only be temporary. A deal may be posted on Truth Social in any time now. Yesterday on Fox News, Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick even teased the idea that a deal between Canada and Mexico could be possible in the coming hours. But based on that speech last night, Aaron, this is a president who is prepared to put all the chips on the table to implement tariffs. He truly believes that these trade imbalances are hurting the country, and he believes that if you put more tariffs on goods imported from other countries to the United States, you're going to spur investment. More plants may be built in a place like Hampton Roads compared to Mexico City or China. So his advisors are saying one thing, economists are thinking one thing on tariffs. In the president's speech last night, he was defiant. It doesn't seem like this tariff debate's going away anytime soon.
Joe, we will be watching the timeline to see when that impacts the American people even more. Thank you so much for that insight. It's 5:38 now.